Hello everyone, this is Monstertaming coming at you with another Kindred Fate speculation video. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I would like to welcome you guys back and get right into it. So, we're going to be talking about one of the main themes of Kindred Fates, and also one of the themes we know the least about, which is the fog. As we've seen through various videos and commentary through the devs, the fog itself is this unknown entity. We don't know where it comes from, what it does, how it spreads, or how it affects kinfolk specifically. But we do know that the kinfolk that are affected become restless. These kinfolk will then attack humans and presumably other kinfolk that wander nearby. Some of them, as you can see in the trailer, will talk to you, and they're like they're saying right here, someone there who sent you, whatnot. Like these wild kinfolk will talk, and they seem paranoid, they seem angry, and the one thing we're not sure about is how the fog affects kinfolk. Like the skullkin that we were just fighting there doesn't seem to have the same eyes as the other kinfolk that we see being affected by the restless fog, but still attacks you and still has that same energy of thinking you're aggressive and attacking you first without trying to talk it out first, which kinfolk are blatantly sentient. And it would be interesting to see why the kinfolk attack you out in the wild. Most people aren't going to attack someone they see walking down the street, for example, and we can assume kinfolk have a similar sense of morality to humans, at least on some level, as they partner with them and share bonds with them. So why are these kinfolk attacking you when you've done nothing aggressive to them? Could the fog be an earlier or perhaps later stage where the eyes aren't affected anymore? Perhaps after the eyes become affected, the fog is already seeped in, and maybe it's too late for those kinfolk, or at least too late without something perhaps special the main character has. Maybe you have something about you, maybe it's an item, maybe it's some kind of supernatural power or something that allows you to purify these kinfolk who are affected so deeply by the fog. All this is complete speculation, but please feel free to share your thoughts below. Now, for where the fog comes from, I have a couple of different ideas. I'd also love to hear yours as well. My first idea is that it might be human-made. Perhaps there are humans who fear kinfolk or who want to control kinfolk, and they have created the fog, maybe through alchemical means. We saw the ether pool before. We know that there is some type of strange science going on in Kindred Fates. Perhaps the same ether could have been used to create the fog and affect kinfolk to turn them against one another. Maybe the people who created it lost control of it. Maybe they actually secretly control the kinfolk from far away. And they could be using this to try to gather kinfolk army for their own use. They could be using it to try to wipe out the kinfolk, seeing them as a threat to the world or something along those lines. Another theory could be the fog is created by a kinfolk. The kinfolk could be one of the legendaries we've heard about that will have a big impact on the game, that we haven't heard anything else besides that these legendaries will have a massive effect on the game. Perhaps if there's a kinfolk who feels humans are overstepping their bounds, that humans are a danger to the kinfolk themselves, and they decided that if, the other kinfolk will join them, then they'll just make them. And they've created this fog through some kind of massive power that they perhaps have gathered from the ether, gathered from the flames of other kinfolk. I'm sure the flames will have something to do with it, because that, as some people have speculated, the flames seem like they might have some connection to the ether as well, and perhaps this could be something that powers the fog. And then the third and final speculation I have for you today is something that's kind of like a combination of the two. We've seen there is a mecha type known as Twilight Purifier, or at least we can assume it's a mecha type, as in the preview on the Trello board we can see that it has a symbol for mecha. Now, we haven't had 100% confirmation this is a mecha, but judging by what we've seen in the past on the progress board, these symbols do seem to match up with the types that the kinfolks end up having, as far as we can tell. With that being said, if Twilight Purifier is a mecha are man-made kinfolk, and perhaps that could tie into the idea of purifying kinfolk. We could have this mecha type kinfolk created by some human who then goes out and distributes the fog. Maybe it's like a fog machine type thing, and that this kinfolk can produce it, and maybe wherever they go the fog follows them, and maybe there's multiple of these Twilight Purifiers. They could be like regional bosses or something. You have to defeat one of them in a region to purify that region of fog. On the flip side, like I've mentioned in the past in my speculations before about Twilight Purifier, perhaps Twilight Purifier itself is something that fights the fog. Let's say the fog is a kinfolk made thing, or heck, even a man-made thing, and then there are a group of humans or kinfolks that don't like this, and they want to be antagonistic towards the fog. They could have created the Twilight Purifier as someone who goes in and kills the infected kinfolk, as it were. This could still be an antagonistic force to you in the way that maybe you have a way to save them, but they think they're not able to be saved, and so they send the Twilight Purifier to, as the name implies, purify them. Wipe the world clean of restless kinfolk. That could be an interesting storyline to see if you could reconcile with them and show them that you can save them, or, as this game will promote moral choices, perhaps you agree that they all need to be purified, and you go on with your day, maybe even getting a Twilight Purifier as a companion, having a bond with one as you go out and purify the restless kinfolk, or something along those lines. But there are almost endless scenarios we could go through, so please, in the comments below, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think the fog is. Let me know if you think it's man-made, kinfolk made, something else entirely, and I will see you guys in the next one. This has been Monstertaming Bisloba, signing off. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, God bless, and see you all next time. Bye-bye.